What really happens to the male body if someone goes months, or even years, without sex? Does the body change? Does testosterone drop? Can the reproductive system stop working? Or is it all just myths people repeat online? You might have heard things like use it or lose it, or that avoiding sex can harm your body. But what does science actually say? In this video, we're going to break down the real medical facts about what happens to the male body when someone goes a long time without sexual activity. Some of the answers might surprise you. There are many reasons why someone might not be sexually active for a period of time. Some people are single. Some are focusing on work or studies. Others choose abstinence for personal or cultural reasons. For many people, these periods can last months or even years. Naturally, this raises an important question. Is it unhealthy for the body? The good news is that the human body is designed to adapt. But there are still a few interesting biological and psychological effects that doctors and researchers have observed. Let's go through them, one by one. First, one of the biggest myths is that the body somehow stores up sperm forever if someone isn't sexually active. That's not how the body works. The male reproductive system produces millions of sperm cells every single day, but if those sperm are not released, the body simply breaks them down and reabsorbs them. This is a completely natural process. The body constantly recycles old cells in many different systems, not just the reproductive system. So going without sex does not cause sperm to build up dangerously or create health problems. Your body simply manages it on its own. Even if someone is not sexually active at all, the body still goes through natural cycles. During sleep, especially during REM sleep, most males experience several nighttime erections. These happen automatically and are not related to sexual dreams. Doctors actually use nighttime erections as a sign that blood flow and nerve function in the reproductive system are healthy. In other words, the body has its own built-in way of maintaining function, even without sexual activity. Another question people often ask is whether testosterone drops if someone goes a long time without sex. Research shows that testosterone levels are influenced far more by lifestyle factors like sleep quality, exercise, diet, body weight, stress levels, age. Sexual activity itself is not the main factor controlling testosterone levels. Someone who eats well, exercises regularly, and sleeps properly will generally maintain healthier hormone levels than someone who does not, regardless of their sex life. So avoiding sex does not automatically cause hormone problems. While the physical effects are usually minimal, some people notice emotional changes. Humans are social beings. Emotional connection, affection, and companionship can have a big impact on mental well-being. For some individuals, long periods without romantic intimacy may lead to feelings like loneliness or frustration. But it's important to remember that emotional closeness doesn't only come from sexual relationships. Strong friendships, family support, hobbies, and meaningful social interaction all contribute to mental health. In many cases, these connections are just as important. Another thing doctors sometimes discuss is the role of blood flow. Healthy blood circulation is important for every organ in the body. The good news is that the body naturally maintains blood flow through daily activity, exercise, and normal physiological processes. This means someone does not need sexual activity to maintain basic tissue health. Regular physical movement and cardiovascular fitness are far more important. Walking, stretching, and staying active can do more for circulation than most people realize. You may have heard the phrase, use it or lose it. This idea suggests that if someone doesn't have sex, the body permanently loses its ability to function. In reality, there is very little scientific evidence supporting this claim for healthy individuals. The reproductive system remains capable of functioning even after long periods of inactivity. Age and overall health play a much bigger role than sexual frequency. In fact, many people remain sexually active later in life after years of low activity, simply because their overall health supports it. If someone wants to protect long-term reproductive health, doctors usually recommend focusing on things like maintaining a healthy weight, regular physical activity, managing stress, getting enough sleep, avoiding smoking, limiting excessive alcohol. These factors have a far greater impact on reproductive health than sexual frequency alone. In other words, lifestyle matters far more than people often realize. There are some situations where medical advice is important. If someone notices things like persistent pain, major hormonal symptoms, sudden changes in reproductive function, or concerns about fertility, It's always best to speak with a qualified healthcare professional. Doctors can provide proper guidance and rule out underlying health issues. But simply not having sex for a period of time is not automatically a medical problem. So what really happens to the male body when someone doesn't have sex for a long time? In most cases, very little physically changes. The body continues producing hormones, maintaining reproductive tissues and regulating itself naturally. The human body is designed to adapt. What truly supports long-term health is not how often someone has sex, but how well they take care of their overall lifestyle. Sleep well, eat well, stay active, build strong social connections. Those habits do far more for your health than most myths you might hear online. If you found this explanation helpful, remember that many things we hear about the human body online are based on myths rather than science. Learning the real facts helps people make better decisions about their health. And if you ever have questions about your body, the best source of advice will always be a qualified medical professional. Thanks for watching, and take care of your health.